Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have our transfer special and our opening game of the Championship season at home to Lincoln. The goal for this season, very simple, as set by the board, we have to get promotion. The board have set the target of playoffs. In my mind, we should be achieving promotion. The fact that they finished ninth last year, obviously, it'll be interesting to see how things go with Plymouth in the league this year as well, because obviously from a general perspective, there is going to be quite a lot going on, I think, and it's going to be quite competitive, I think. I've just noticed as well in the news there that Queen's Park Rangers have failed to pay their players, so they are in administration nearly at the moment with minus 12 points to start the campaign. Not a good opportunity for them. And I've just noticed as well, Plymouth lost their opening game of the season by 3 goals to 0 against West Brom. So obviously, there's been a lot of business, as you can imagine. The Obviously we were quite excited as well in relation to the transfer window because obviously we could be selling a lot of players for quite big money, and we could do a complete rebuild. The first player that we actually sold, I mean, Loic Williams was a pre-arranged move out of the club to Braga for £6 million. Tieno Barrett agreed a £25 million move to Galatasaray. The players weren't too happy that we let him go, to be honest, but he wanted to leave, and he's wanted to leave for over a season. So I decided to let him go. We got 8 million of that. Our transfer revenue retainment is only at 30%. I did try and boost it straight away, and the board, because obviously I'm a new manager here, they're not giving me any leeway at all in relation to that. So it's been a very tough transfer window, in fact, and we've had to move a little bit of money around quite regularly. Obviously, we had the decent wage budget and everything as well, which was set up by selling some of these players. So Tieno Barry left for 25 million. He was on 90 grand a week. So again, it did free up quite a bit of money all round for us from there. A few players left on free transfers that were already pre-arranged, likes of goalkeeper Marcin Bulka. Kangin Lee went to Middlesbrough. Again, he was another one. He was on 80, 90 grand a week. Middlesbrough just got promoted, of course, last season back into the Premier League. Antonio Martinez and Ivan Castaneda were two Mexican wingers. They weren't really much cop, to be honest. They wouldn't have made it into the first team. And we also couldn't renew their work permits. So both of them were sold for a combined £1.2 million. Nathan Patterson has left for £8.5 million to Nice. Really good wing back at 31 years of age, still had that stamina and everything, but again, he was another one that wanted to leave. And again, it freed up a good amount of wage budget for us, plus the money from the sale. One of the reserves went to Barnsley for 100,000, and then Mikhailo Mudryk has just been sold to Malaga for £5.75 million. And again, he was coming up to what, 33 years of age. He's 32 at the moment. He still has the pace and everything, but again, he was another player that wanted to leave, so we've decided just to let him go. And we're not going to be using wingers for this season. It's going to be an interesting one, and obviously we will have a look at the formation when it comes down to it. So the signings, like I say, we have been pretty busy. We've largely focused on bringing in younger players. The squad was quite old when it came down to it. Brian Brobby, of course, was a pre-arranged transfer. He's on 68 grand a week, which is 30 grand a week less than what Tieno Barry was on. And they're very similar quality of player, to be honest. For the Championship, I think he'll actually be quite a good player for us. So it'll be interesting to see how he settles in. Leonardo Lello was also a player that came in on a free transfer. Again, this was pre-arranged. Obviously, you can't see the previous shortlist or anything like that. So he just appeared in the squad on the 1st of July. He's a really good left back, though. But he is going to be a backup left back for us. Both he and Michaelenko, who's 34 now, are going to be backups to one of our new signings that we have managed to make. So our business has been, well, it's been very busy, putting it bluntly. I think we did actually manage to sign someone at the end of the previous season. Yes, we did. So the first player we managed to bring in was from Real Oviedo in Spain for £10 million, Joan Torome. 23-year-old Spanish under-21 international. His physical attributes are excellent, really good crossing ability as well, good leadership qualities, good determination. I think he's a really good left back, and he is going to be our main man on that left hand side of the defence. He's 6'4" as well, so realistically, I mean, his standard defensive attributes are still really good. He can't head the ball though, which is a bit of a strange one, but he's got really good jumping reach, so he could be a threat from set pieces. Um, could be an idea just to keep an eye on him. But at 23 years of age, I think he is going to be a really solid left back option for us. Stanley Williams has come in as our #1 goalkeeper. Um, I mean, I really like him. Ivory Coast, under-21 international, 22 years of age at the moment. His kicking's not the best, likewise his passing. So we're having the sweeper keeper role, but in possession, it's just a standard goalkeeper. So he's not going to be a ball-playing goalkeeper or anything like that. But he's got great anticipation, good concentration, good decision-making, good positioning, good vision as well for if he can actually kick the ball out. But he's a really good thrower of the ball as well. But his goalkeeping attributes as standard, again, are really, really good. And at 6'4", I think he could be a very important player between the sticks. Osman Noel followed him in as our second goalkeeper. And again, he's 23 years of age, not capped at all internationally, but again, at 6'4", I think he's another really good goalkeeper. The only thing he lacks really is his communication, but he is more of a standard goalkeeper than a sweeper keeper, shall we say. He likes to stick to his line. But again, I think he's going to be a really good keeper for us as a backup. Andreas Kokalakis has come in. He could play on the right-hand side or up front, but he could also play in behind the striker. And, I mean, his mental attributes scream everything, don't they, really? He's a really good finisher as well, with good technique, good off-the-ball movement, very determined character, really exciting type player with plenty of flair, composure and anticipation. Again, really, really good. 23 years of age, Greek international, a really good player to have in the squad. Luis Vera came in from Olympia, £2.8 million, 6'4" centre back or holding midfield player. Really good jumping reach as well, good header of the ball. So again, could be a good threat from those set pieces. And again, really good mental attributes as well. Decent concentration, good determination and positional play, good work rate as well. He could be a very, very good player for us. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is his aggression. He could be a little bit full guns blazing. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then again, as we did with Plymouth, we've actually raided for a couple of Colombian players. A £1.2 million move for Hair Messias. Again, he can cover a multitude of positions, centre-back and in holding midfield. He's 5'11", so I dare say he might even cover at right-back, to be honest, as well. Not the kind of player I'd want at centre-back because of his height. But again, from a general perspective, I quite like him. He's got plenty of room to manoeuvre in terms of improvement as well. 20 years of age, 121 cap, good passing and tackling ability. I think he'll be a really good player in that anchor role. And lastly, Santiago Garcia, 6'5". And again, really good jumping reach. So again, we've brought in another big lad for those set pieces. And again, for £2 million, I think he's an absolute steal. 3-star of current ability in the Championship, potential for Premier League standard as well. Physical attributes, pretty solid. Mental attributes, again, pretty solid. Good anticipation, decision-making, concentration, determination. The list goes on for him. And technically, decent defensive attributes as well in that holding midfield role. So I think business-wise, I don't think we're necessarily completely finished. In terms of the way the squad's looking at the moment, we've got a 26-man squad. Morgan Vassallo is going to be our third choice keeper. He was just in the under-21s, so he'll come in and just train with the big boys for a while, and we'll see what happens there. Jake O'Brien is still at the club. He's only on 47 grand a week. He's going to be captain for this season, so I'm quite happy to keep him around. Branthwaite, we are trying to sell. Without a doubt, he is our best defender, but he has wanted to leave since the club got relegated. And on 100 grand a week, he is a player that realistically we should be offloading. Ronnie Edwards has had some transfer interest as well. The 30-year-old is, again, one of our better defenders, but he's not asked to leave. So for the time being, I am going to keep him around as well. And I think in terms of anybody else, we're pretty much all right. Tyler Dibbling, I'm trying desperately to get rid of. There's been no offers for him. We've reduced his price a few times, but he's on 150 grand a week, which is just stupid money, to be quite honest. Brennan Johnson almost left the club. He actually rejected a move away for £15 million. He's out of contract at the end of this season anyway at 32, and again, he's on massive money. So I think it could be a transitional period for us. If we get promoted this season, these players that are out of contract come the end of the season, Branthwaite may stay, to be quite honest. He is a really good defender, but the other guys, like Michael Lenko, Lelo, has only signed a 1-year deal. Adapo at 33, and then Brennan Johnson, he'll be 33 at that point as well. It's likely I'll end up letting them go. Likewise, Jacob Greaves as well, who's another good defender. But realistically, I think um, he's set for the championship now. So yeah, there's certainly going to be room to manoeuvre, and there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. But I'm really happy with the makeup of the squad. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we get on. And as you can see, this is what we're going to be looking at in terms of formation. So in possession, we're having a narrow three in behind the centre forward. We do have enough talent in that attacking midfield area, and we're slightly lacking out wide. And in terms of the young players that we've been able to get in quite cheaply, it has been a little bit difficult just trying to find some decent wingers to come in for a reasonable price. So from a general perspective, it's just going to be one of those things. So it's going to be quite narrow, but out of possession, we are going to be dropping back into this 4-2-3-1 setup as well. So the two shadow strikers will drop back out wide just to give a little bit of cover, with the attacking midfielder dropping back to be that pressing player in the centre of the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on in the Championship with this setup. It's a setup I've not really used yet. But a lot of our attacking midfielders can also play up front, which is why we've gone for two shadow strikers plus the attacking midfielder as standard in the centre. So if we're looking at the team setup today, there is going to be a little bit of a rotation from what I'm looking at here, to be honest. I think the thing is, obviously, Kokalakis, ideally, I'd want him playing in this three in behind and have Robbie up front, but he can't really play in normal central midfield. So this is the slight issue we're having with him at the minute, in terms of actually getting him into the team. So it's going to be a bit of an interesting one, just to see exactly where we're going to be at. But obviously, with the likes of Brian Brobby as well, that we can play up front, it could be that we're just going to have to just deal with it as it is. But I'd rather have Brobby up front at this current time. Cherisis is going to be a difficult one. He's a really exciting talent who can play on that right wing. He can also play at wing back. So I think, to be honest, I'd rather have him at right back. He can't play actually at right back at the moment, but because we're going to have him bombing up and down as that wing back, covering a lot of this space with the pace and fitness he's got, I think it's going to be worth the risk of playing him. And Jake O'Brien, he is our captain, but again, we've got that extra covering at centre back as well. So eventually he will be phased out of the team, to be fair. So I think, to be honest, today we're going to go for that. We'll see how Cherisis gets on. Defensively, he's not the best, I will say. He's a decent marker. Tackling isn't great. So it's a bit of a difficult one with him. I did want to play with wingers. Like I say, we have got Brennan Johnson. He's the only real option that we've got on that left-hand side, though. So it's a bit of a difficult one. We've got plenty of options that can play out on the right, but I think having the three central players in behind the striker is the best way to utilise the players that we currently have. Wondering which way round it might be better to try and play these guys, but I think it's going to be pretty much as is. So going into today's game, obviously there is a couple of options that are going to be rotational. I think Jake O'Brien will start at right back. He's certainly good enough to play there. Is he quick enough to play there? Yeah, he's still got plenty of pace about him. So he can play at right back. That's not a problem. He's 6'6" as well. We've got a really tall back four, incidentally. 6'6" at right back, 6'4", 6'5", and 6'4". So really, really tall defensive options. In terms of the holding midfield, we've actually got our other two centre backs playing there. So Ronnie Edwards, I mean, he's a decent passer of the ball. He can easily play in that defensive midfield. And the other one is Mwanga. And again, he's a very similar ilk player, 30 years of age, the Frenchman. And it does mean that we will have the rotational options in central midfield. So it could be an interesting season. The likes of Snowden, McCauley, Pouncey, Robbins, Stobbs, Vassallo, they're all youngsters that have come through the academy that we've pushed into the first team for this season. Dixon is in there as well. So they are the lads that are giving us that extra little bit of cover. But from a first team perspective, there's just one or two players that could rotate. But other than that, it is going to be youngsters. So without further ado, let's get into our new campaign with our new club. I'm very hopeful that we can get a win. Obviously, we're playing a positive mentality. It's a similar tactical setup that we did at Plymouth, but of course, we're not having the players completely out wide, and we're pushing players forward to support Brian Brobby. And basically, we're having a very narrow midfield with three strikers. So we could get caught out with this, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how it goes. We played it through pre-season, and it's not been too bad, but overall, we've not played anyone of massive quality. I've largely used the preseason just for the team to get used to the tactics. And I just want the lads to be confident in their style of play and just go for it, basically. I think we're more than capable of a really good promotion season this year. It's just going to be a case of can we get over the line with everything? Tyrone into Mwanga, back to Tyrone. Is well, I mean, a bit of a pinball there, but on his debut, Brian Brobby has managed to smash it into the top corner. It's taken us 4 minutes to take the lead. And yeah, it was a little bit of a pinball, to be honest. Dibbling into Tyrone. Mwanga laid it back to Tyrone, and I think Tyrone actually had the shot there. He did. And it fell nicely for Brobby, and Travers didn't have a chance, really. He hit it first time, and it's a really good finish from the former Netherlands international. I don't know if he's actually retired from international football or not at this stage, but it's immaterial, really, isn't it? 8 caps and 1 goal he got for the Netherlands so far in this save. So we'll see if he does get called up, if he gets a good season under his belt. But of course, Netherlands are full of players of likes of Premier League, Bundesliga, you know, the top division quality. I doubt he will get capped again. Brennan Johnson trying to come down the right hand side, gets tackled by Watson. Now Kang Seong Jin easily getting past Jake O'Brien. But I mean, to be fair to him, despite how big he is, he has got pace. Jake O'Brien, he's trying to get back. Holds up Trevor Sauce, and Brennan Johnson's giving it him back. And a bit of an error there from Brennan Johnson defensively, unfortunately, and it has ended up in an equaliser. And I mean, Trevor Sauce tried to get rid of it. I mean, Brennan Johnson, I don't know if he actually slipped or whether he meant to just try and intercept it. I think the shot, in fact, actually took a slight deflection off of the new man at the back, Vera. But it's been an encouraging start for sure. I mean, in terms of attempts at goal, possession, and everything, we are looking pretty good at the moment. Their first real attempt at goal has ended in an equaliser. Of course, we've got a very young keeper. We've got a couple of younger players coming into the defence, as well as changes up front. Midfield, obviously, there will be a bit of rotational option in there. The two young players that we brought in will get game time for sure this season. It's just going to be a case of working their way into the team and trying to figure out exactly where they're going to fit. Decent first half, but we need to be a little bit better, and hopefully we can get the lads to really push on and try and get us the 3 points. Kukalakis charging straight forward into the penalty area there. He was completely unchallenged, but nothing came from it, unfortunately. But yeah, in terms of the way that we're setting up, it is a little bit different to have that front four so narrow. And I don't know if it's going to be one of them things that works well because we've got extra players in the penalty area, or whether because we're so narrow, obviously their fullbacks will intercept quite easily, but at the same time, they might get in each other's way in the attacks. So we'll have to play it a little bit carefully, but we'll see. Good header there from Branthwaite. Dibbling to Kokolakis. Does want to get past his man. Brobby into Dibbling. Kokolakis into the penalty area. And that is a lovely finish. And the Greek youngster scores on his debut as well. And that is a really, really good goal. Incidentally, we played it superbly. Kokolakis, really good run from him there to get past his man Brobby into Dibbling. Little flicked pass into Kokolakis. And of course, Tyler Dibbling, he wants to leave. We're trying to sell him. But that is a really good little bit of play between him, Brobby, and Kokolakis there. And we retake the lead just on the hour mark. I think we are going to make a couple of changes as well. We will have a look and see how other guys are going to get on. Let's have a look, see who we've got here. So Saidu, he's a player that wants to leave as well at the moment. He's been linked with a move, so we've actually agreed a fee with him. So I think we'll get him on for Brennan Johnson, who's not had the best of games today. Saidu can come into that central position, and Kokolakis can go out to the right-hand side of that front three. In terms of other new signings, there's not actually that much that we've got available there, to be fair. Couple of options, of course. Cherisis will give a chance at right back, I think. What kind of fitness are we looking at? Vera's looking a bit nervous, so I think what we'll do, O'Brien will move to centre back, and we'll take Vera off for for press there. We'll take Vera off for Charisis, and we'll give him a shout at right back. The more he plays there, the better he'll get, to be honest. I think he's got all the makeup to be a top quality wing back for us. And I think, to be honest, we'll just leave it at that for now. Fitness-wise, we're looking pretty good. Dibling's struggling a little bit. But incidentally, despite the options that we do have, we haven't actually got another attacking option on the bench. Incidentally, we've got players that can play up front and on that right hand, like wide on that right hand side. But other than that, we are struggling a little bit. But at 2-1, I mean, we've dominated the game, to be honest. It's just a case of converting our chances this season. And I think we could be very easily in with a chance of promotion. There's going to be some tough games for sure. The Championship always does. There's going to be plenty of teams that are in the playoff mix and such. And certainly the teams that got relegated from the Premier League last season are certainly going to be ones to watch. Kokolakis here, picking it up, finds Charisis. That's a great ball over the top. Kokolakis maintained a little bit of width there, laid it across, and Brobby just couldn't get there. Ronnie Edwards with a good header. And Wanga into Edwards. Plays it forward again. Charisis, can he get the cross in? Yes, he can. Brobby's there at the far post. It's fallen for Dibbling, and that is a fantastic piece of goalkeeping, to be quite honest. It's a very good reflex save from the keeper to keep it at 2-1. But we have claimed our first 3 points in our first game in charge here at Everton. Really, really good performance, and certainly scope for optimism. We certainly look good in our attacking play, and I think we're going to score plenty of goals this season. It's just a case as if we can hold up defensively. We've certainly got the strength in our defence. We've certainly got the height in our defence to not be worried about balls over the top and such as well. I'll tell the lads it was nice work. We got the job done. Really good 3 points on the board, and certainly gives us something to build on, that is for sure. Obviously, this formation, it will take a little bit of time to sort out. A team leader meeting, what's this all about? Yeah, you see, it's about Tyler Dibbling again. And I am trying to sell him, but I mean, I'll promise to try and sell him. Because he wants to leave, and at 150 grand a week, I'm quite happy to let him leave. Because it does mean we might be able to bring in a good young replacement for him as well. I mean, he's only 27, incidentally, but you know, it's a really difficult situation to be in. I'll just have a look and see exactly how much he's worth if I can find it. I probably can't find it now, can I? But yeah, it's very, very strange with him at the moment. Interesting. It's not letting me offer him out. I must have done it recently. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, we'll have the extra transfer roundup come the end of the window. Obviously, we've still got 4 or 5 games in August to play at the moment, and we'll come back. Well, start of September, end of the transfer window. We're away at Plymouth. It's got to be done, hasn't it? We'll go back to our former club, Plymouth, and we'll have West Brom away as well. That'll be another really good game, and hopefully we can maintain a really good start. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.